Hey, awesome teen. Welcome to another episode of the Godward Teen Table, a podcast that provides toolbox for life and daily living, filled with practical, real-life issues and advice rooted in the Bible. So, pull up a chair, grab a snack, and let's dive into this awesome journey together. At the Godward Teen Table, we are not just talking. We are creating a community that is all about lifting each other up and embracing the adventure of being a teenager with faith, hope, love, and a whole lot of laughter. My name is Alice Akor, and I'm your host. On today's episode, we are going to speak about a book that I read and it really blessed me. So we're doing a review of the book 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth by John Maxwell. John Maxwell is a leadership expert. He runs the Maxwell Leadership and the Equip team. He has been one of my favorite authors for a very long time. One of my favorite Maxwell books is the book titled Winning with People. I read the book over 10 years ago and it changed my life. I love reading John Maxwell's book for many reasons. One of which is the fact that he's a leadership expert, and most importantly is the fact that he's a Christian. I love to read his books because I'm sure of the source of his wisdom. I'm sure of where he derives his wisdom from. And it really makes me enjoy reading his books and gleaning a lot. And I like his method of writing, very simplified and very understandable and very enjoyable too. He's a very humorous writer, so I'd like you to check out some of his works. He is a prolific writer. He has so many books, so you should read at least one John Maxwell's book this year. So I read this book, 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, and it changed my life. And I just want to share a part of it, more like reviewing the book with us as we go on. So today, like I said, the book is 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. So John Maxwell wrote out 15 laws that will ensure that you grow and you achieve your potential, you live up to your full potential. One of the laws that stood out to me most, and that's the law I would like us to briefly speak about today, is the law of awareness. The law of awareness. And what that law simply states is that you would add value to yourself when you believe that you're important. When you are aware of your importance, you will add value to yourself. And a sub-theme under that law that I would just like for us to discuss together is the steps to building that healthy perception about yourself. Because when you have a healthy view about yourself, you would add value to yourself. You would do all it takes to make your life valuable. Now, what are the steps to building your self-image? What are the steps to building your self-perception? Number one, you need to guard your self-talk. This is John Maxwell speaking. You need to guard your self-talk. What do you really say to yourself? What is really going on in your mind? What are those negative things that always pop up in your mind? What do you think about yourself? What you think about yourself is what you say about yourself. And a quote from John Asaraf. He said, if we want to change our lives, we have to change the way we think of ourselves. If we want to change the way we think of ourselves, we need to change the way we talk to ourselves. How do you talk to yourself? A few days ago, I was speaking to a friend of mine, and I was saying that I find that I give more grace to people than I give to myself. And I want to begin to give grace to myself. Do you give grace to yourself? How do you speak to yourself? Do you speak harshly to yourself? You know, there's a quote I saw about raising children, and the quote said, raise your children as though they were the most intelligent, the most kind, the most honorable person you know. And that quote has stuck with me in the course of, my parenting. And I decided to take it to myself. Speak to yourself as though you are the nicest, the kindest, the most intelligent, the most honorable, the most valuable person you know. If we speak to ourselves like valuable people, we'll begin to act like valuable people, and we'll begin to ensure that we add value to ourselves because we see value in ourselves. Just to add, I'm currently reading a book by James Clear, Atomic Habits, and he said something about giving yourself evidences about who you are. So he said something about the fact that you can change your identity, you can change how you view yourself, how you act, and how you are. And one of the things he said was building evidences towards it. So if there are certain things you do that will build evidences to you that you are a valuable person, do those things. Do those things and speak to yourself like the person you want to be. If you have a vision that you're a great political leader, begin to speak to yourself now like that great political leader. If you have a vision that you're a world-class medical doctor, begin to speak to yourself now like that world-class medical doctor. Guard your self-talk. Speak to yourself with kindness. Speak to yourself with respect. Speak to yourself with love. There are people that speak of themselves, I'm very stupid. It sounds funny. It sounds like, oh, I'm a very stupid person. Oh, I'm a foodie. Oh, I'm a glutton. We just call ourselves names. It sounds funny, but we are actually sowing seeds into our future by the words we choose to call ourselves. Speak of yourself. Speak of yourself with respect. Speak to yourself with respect. So guard your self-talk. Guard the thought in your mind. Sometimes you will feel a thought will come to your mind. I'm very stupid. You begin to reject those thoughts. No, I'm not stupid. Yes, I may have made a mistake, but that does not define who I am. I am wise. I walk with the wise, so I am wise. I walk as a wise person. So you guard your self-talk. Number 2 step to building your self-image is stop comparing yourself with others. Stop comparing yourself with others. Comparison leads to 2 extremes: pride or inferiority. Pride or inferiority. If you feel that you're doing better than others in the comparison loop, if you feel that you're doing better than others, it brings pride. If you feel you're doing worse than others, it brings inferiority. You want to focus on yourself. You are your own competition. You want to beat your own record. You want to be better today than you were yesterday. It's a trap. Comparison is a trap. It will not let you be your greatest self. Imagine if someone like Joseph was comparing himself with Elijah. Joseph never called down fire, but without Joseph, the race of Israel may not have been preserved. So every one of us, we have our race. We have a journey. We have where we are headed. You need to focus on your journey. When you see marathon runners running or sprint runners running, you don't see them turning to look back or turning to look at the side. Who is running, who is not running. If you do that, you are going to fall down because you will lose control. You set your face as a flint. You look forward and you do what God has called you to do. Don't compare yourself with anyone. The Bible speaking, it says, they that compare themselves with themselves, they are not wise. And John Maxwell speaking in this book said, your mission is to become better today than you were yesterday. And you do that by focusing on what you can do today to improve and grow. On yourself. Focus on yourself. Focus on yourself. Number 3, move beyond your limiting beliefs. Move beyond your limiting beliefs. A quote says, if you think you can't, you are right. If you think you can, you are right. Whatever you think, you are right. A book I was reading by James Allen, he said, as a man thinketh, we are a sum total of our thoughts. We are a sum total of our beliefs. We are a sum total of what we think about ourselves and the world. The greatest limitations people experience on their lives are usually the ones they impose upon themselves. And the thing is, when you have limiting beliefs, the world will bring things to to make that belief seem true. If you think one of the limiting beliefs could be people are wicked, with that belief, the world will set you up, and the only people you will be seeing are wicked people, because those are the people you are looking for. But if you think that people are kind, you will be set up to meet kind people, because that is what you're looking for. You are going to see what you're looking for. So what is your limiting belief? I was saying some time ago that one of my limiting beliefs was it will not work. So before I even start a task, I have already condemned myself to failure. It will not work. And indeed, I saw that many ideas God put in my heart, many visions God put in my hand did not work, because I had already cursed myself before I began. So now what do I say to myself? It will work, because I will make it work. I will drive it with every strength that God has given to me. I will make it work with every energy I have. I will make it work. I will go all out to do the most, so that what God has put in my hand will work. So what are your own limiting beliefs? What limits have you put over your life? Identify the limiting belief. Now you determine how the belief limits you. Decide how you want to be, act, or feel. Create a turnaround statement that affirms or gives you permission to be, act, or feel this new way. So those are the steps to begin to kill the limiting beliefs and embrace liberating beliefs. Number 1, identify the limiting belief. Like I told you, I identified mine. My limiting belief was it will not work. Now I determined how this belief limits me. Like I mentioned earlier, I wasn't doing my best because I already thought that it will not work. So it affected my level of effort. It affected my level of execution. It affected my level of delivery, because I had already spoken to myself that it will not work. So determine how the belief limits you. Number 3, decide how you want to be, act, or feel. So like I said earlier, I want to be a success. I want everything that God has called me to do to work. This is how I want to be. This is how I want to act. This is how I want to feel. And then I began to create a turnaround statement that affirms or gives me permission to be, act, or feel this way. I began to say to myself, it will work because I'm going to walk it. It will work because I have the backing of heaven. It will work because God is with me. It will work because he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. It will work. And John Maxwell said, in the end, it isn't what you are that holds you back. It is what you think you are. It is what you think you are. So what do you think you are? And what do you think you are not? Begin to review this. And number 4, to build your self-image, add value to others. Add value. Do something for people. Go all out. Bless people. Impact people. There is a joy that comes when you add value to people. There is a joy that comes. There is a sense of fulfillment, a sense of purpose, a sense of worth that comes when we make people's lives better. Add value to people and you will feel better about yourself. You will build your self-image. Number 5, do the right thing even if it is hard. Like I said earlier about building evidence from the book After Atomic Habits, build evidence that you're a reliable person. Convince yourself to yourself. Prove yourself to yourself. You owe. Eric Thomas, a famous motivational speaker, will say, you owe you. We want to prove to others what we are. Prove to yourself what you are. Do the right thing. Build evidence to say, I am this kind of person. Build evidence to say, I am a responsible person. Build evidence to say, I am a disciplined person. Build evidence to say, I am a high achiever. I am a high flyer. Build evidence and you will begin to believe those evidences. So do the right thing. Wake up early when it is hard. Do the right thing. Read your books when it is hard, when there are other options of video games, of novels, do the right thing, no matter how difficult it is. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. When you do the right thing, it gives you a sense of satisfaction. Every time you take action that builds your character, you become stronger as a person. So the harder the task, the greater the character builder. You can act yourself into feeling good about yourself. Work hard when it is not necessary, when it is not easy, when there are shortcuts. Go the long mile. Take the road. Go the road not taken. When everybody's looking for shortcuts, go the long route. Do hard things. It builds a level of satisfaction and a sense of fulfillment that translates into building your self-esteem. Number 6, practice a small discipline daily in a specific area of your life. Discipline is a morale builder. Discipline is a morale builder. Do what you have to do. Take those small steps in areas where you find that you are lagging behind in discipline. Build your morale. Do hard things. Take small steps in building your discipline. All this will add to building your self-image. Number 7, celebrate small victories. Don't take things for granted. Don't take anything for granted. Celebrate yourself. Celebrate your wins. Even if you did not get straight A's, you got 5 A's, you got 4 A's, you got 2 A's. It's a journey. Celebrate those 2 A's. The next semester, you will have 4. The next semester, you will have 6. And a time will come when you will have those straight A's. But pat yourself on the back. Celebrate your small wins. Celebrate your victories. All those things will add up to building your self-image. Celebrating encourages you. It inspires you to keep going. Don't underestimate the power of celebrating your wins. And finally, take responsibility for your life. Don't give control of your life over to anyone. Frame your life. The Bible says, through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of God. We frame our lives by the word of God. We don't accept our lives, we frame it, we curate it, we create it. Frame your life. Take responsibility. Take ownership for your life. Don't blame people for the outcomes of your life. Take ownership. You failed an exam. Don't blame your mom. I was too busy taking care of my younger ones. I was too busy doing this and doing that. Don't blame anyone for your failures. Take responsibility. Take ownership. That way you will know that your life is not at the mercy of anybody, but you are responsible for yourself. You have choices to make. And it will help you to be self-reliant. And of course, your self-image will be boosted. There are other points in this law, but I would like for us to stop here today. We will continue next week on this beautiful book, The 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. If we put all these steps into practice, you will see that your self-image will be built up and you'll begin to feel very good about yourself. And when you feel good about yourself, you will ultimately feel that you are worth investing in. You are worth investing. I'll give you an example. When you are giving a gift to someone you respect and someone you honor, and you are giving a gift to some random person, maybe a classmate you don't even like, but they just invited you to their birthday party, you know that there are 2 different approaches. When you are giving a gift to a mentor, a teacher that you honor and you revere, there is a way you arrange the gift. There is a way you save towards buying something worthwhile. And when you're giving a gift to a random classmate that you don't even like, but somehow they invited you for the birthday party and you don't want to go empty-handed, there is an attitude towards it. So if you see yourself as an honorable person, if you value yourself, there is a way you will treat yourself. There is a way you will treat your personal development. So begin to build this self-image so that you can add value to yourself. And when you add value to yourself, you will indeed have the ability to live out your full potential and be all that God has called you to be. I know this has blessed you because it has blessed me. I know this has really blessed you. I'd like you to please follow our social media at the Godward Thing on Instagram and TikTok for more godly and edifying content. Thank you so much for listening. Please feel free to drop your comments, your thoughts, and your testimonies. God bless you.